Par Golf Studio here again. I've got some new product from Mizuno again. I've got the new Mizuno Pro 221, 223, and 225 irons today. I'm going to hit a few shots with each with the same shaft. Project X LS 6.5 is what I'm going to hit today. It's pretty similar to what I play normally, so that'll give me good relevant data for me. My goal today is to kind of show you maybe the differences you'll see between the 221, which is more of the true blade head, the 223, which gives you a little bit more muscle cavity design, and then the 225, which starts to have that tungsten weight, low, deep, to help you get a little more ball speed and a little better launch angle. As well as I will have some pictures mixed into this video as well, showing you what each of them look like. And then we'll kind of compile data at the end and go over that as well. So enjoy, and let's hit some shots. Okay, so now we're going to move into more of the 223 style head. A little more forgiveness in this, not much though, still going to give you all that great feel. Okay, lastly we got the 225. This is going to be something similar to like P790 in my opinion. Something that's got a really good look when you're looking at it, and then also when you put it down next to the ball, got a nice thin top line still, but going to give you a lot more forgiveness, a lot more ball speed. All right, let's look at the data now. Okay, so now we got the data here from the 221, 223, and 225 comparison. I just selected 3 of my pretty well struck shots in my opinion. As you can see here with the 225, I may have caught it a little low on the face consistently. 221 was probably my best strike. I don't know, must have gotten a little quick there, but overall, kind of exactly what I expected to see, really. Some of the numbers might be swayed a little bit because of strike. We can talk about that as we go through, though. So 221 is the blade head shape. Again, you're not getting a lot of forgiveness with it. You're getting pretty much the true traditional Mizuno Pro like blade look. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to feel very good. We see here really good ball speed compared to club speed. Good efficiency. 135 is what I really like to see. Face angle and path were pretty consistent across the board. Same with attack angle. But we see good ball speed. Launch angle 16.4 is about perfect for where I want to see it. spin, also pretty ideal, 6,200. That's also probably going to be pretty typical for everyone. It's probably going to be the spinniest head if you hit it good, just because it is a 34-degree traditional loft head, a little more close to those traditional lofts. We see carry of 191, total of 196, so about 5 yards of release. Pretty good consistency there, 2 and 2 difference at all is all. Same thing with ball speed, only about 1 mile an hour ball speed difference. Pretty good launch angle, standard deviation as well. Same as backspin, it's the lowest deviation in backspin there. And we can see too, very tight circle. All three of them are pretty tight in terms of distance from the tee. Just starts to get a little wider as we start to get a little longer. That's kind of what I would expect to see. So now moving into the 223, again, this is a head that's a little more progressive. You're going to get a little more traditional CB style design, in my opinion. In the scoring irons, pitching wedge, 9-8, gap wedge, stuff like that. And then as you get longer and longer, you'll start to see they start to hollow out the middle a little more, add in a little bit more insert to give you that solid feel, but also give you a little more weight low and deep in the club. But it maintains a very good feel and a very good look. We see ball speed, not a ton of difference in the 7-iron. Same thing with launch angle. Despite being 2 degrees stronger lofted, it still launches very well. But we do see, because of that 2-degree difference, in my opinion, a little bit of a drop in backspin. Again, this is using the same chrome softball across the board with these shots. We see here the blade is the blue line. The 221 launches the highest, followed by the 223, which is expected. But it comes out of the air a little flatter due to that little less backspin. So therefore picked up about 5 yards on the carry, about 8 yards total. Saw a little more variation there. Some of that strike might have been a little dependent, but overall loft, face angle, and path across the board were pretty good. It was mainly face impact location, which I did find a weighting a little different across the board as well. As you can see, started to speed up, didn't quite hit it as good. So a little bit of difference there, but despite a little less dynamic loft, good launch angle. Now moving into the 225, this again is going to be the most forgiving head. It's still a beautiful looking head, but you start to get a little bit more of that hollow body design, tungsten weight inside of the head. This one's going to be the strongest lofted at 30 degrees because of that. Allows them to launch the ball higher, so they don't need to worry about loft as much. They can drop it down a little bit, give you a little more distance while maintaining that forgiveness, as you can see too. I hit it thin, so that's a little bit of the cause of this lower ball flight of the green line, which is the 225. But this one is still going to launch the lowest of the three. This is a pretty typical thing I would expect to see out of these three heads across the board, is a higher, shorter flight out of the blade. The 223 coming in kind of in the middle, and then the 225 is going to be a bomber. As you can see, 5 miles an hour more ball speed, even though about this actually a little less swing speed than the 223. Just much better efficiency. Yeah, you can see the difference in loft there coming out in the dynamic loft. It's 4 degrees weaker than the blade and about 3 degrees weaker than the 223, and that leads to dramatically lower spin. Might not be quite that low if I would have caught it a little more on the face, but that's probably what I would expect to see, is probably the lowest spin, lowest launch out of this one. And as you can see, a big increase in distance for me. Now for me, it was too low. I'd probably have to change shafts or something like that, or look at a different ball. Again, hitting it in the center might help, but I still think a little change is going to be needed to be made if I was to play an iron like this. It is very forgiving. It's something that would be really good in the bag, in my opinion. Good consistent carry distance. It's just trying to control that release because of the very flat ball flight and low spin was kind of tough, so I'd need to make some adjustments on it to dial it in a little bit more. But that's something I think that's going to be very good for someone who might be looking for a more player style iron but want a lot of that forgiveness that's offered in those game improvement clubs. I think it's going to be a great combination, and I think it's going to do really well this year for Mizuno. So now let's look at a few pictures at the end here, and thanks everyone for watching. All right, so here's a look at them: 221, 223, followed by 225 on the bottom. Again, all great looking irons. 221 on the left now, 223 in the middle, and 225 on the right. I plan on doing this for all of the new products this year, so please subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out our Facebook page, Under Par Golf Studio LLC, to stay up to date on all the latest product releases and offerings.